Oh, ITPC, Joshua Stewart, pipe up north. That's so much for my idea of trying to put out 2 videos a week. I haven't put one out in, well, I guess it's over a week now. But as of recording this, it's still Tuesday, so I got my corn cob for Tuesday. But I'm not going to do a codger this week. And I will share a tobacco tin. So corn cob without a codger and tobacco tin Tuesday. How about that for a tongue twister? But anyway, just to give you a quick little update, been crazy busy last week, which is why I haven't put out any videos, and also why I haven't really watched any videos since the middle of last week. Just been crazy busy. Haven't even had a pipe in the shop since I think Thursday was the last time I had a pipe in the shop. Last Thursday. It's Tuesday night now, so what's that, 5 days? If my on-camera math is correct. Not that I haven't had a pipe in that time, but just not in the shop. So anyway, say a quick little update. This last week was busy, and then I did end up going up north for the weekend. Like I say, I was hoping the wife and kids would be able to come up too, but I ended up going up all by myself again. But that was okay. I can get more stuff done, it seems like, when I'm there by myself. So got a little solar power set up since we're basically off grid up there. So I did some improvements to that to make it a little bit more easily usable. That wasn't without its issues either, because I got it set up with a 1500 watt inverter, and when I powered on the system, the inverter turned on the inverter, and I go, well, I'm off grid here. What do I got for 110 and stuff? And I did have a little fan that ran on 110, so I grabbed that, plugged it in. Okay, it works. I unplugged it, and then my inverter started beeping at me and wasn't happy, and then I couldn't get it working the rest of the weekend. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but otherwise the power system seems to be working pretty good. Say went up Friday after work, went up there, and then on the way up, that's one nice thing about those somewhat longer car rides, especially when I'm by myself, is I can smoke a pipe. And I've been finding that, like, the Captain Black Royal just kind of seems to be my in the car mixture that I'm finding. So I had a few bowls of that on the way up, and part way up there, I was taking my Suburban, and I got the back all full of, all my tools and supplies and bedding and sleeping bags and pillows and clothes and everything else for the weekend. I'm driving up there, and I needed to have the window open a crack, but when I had the driver's window open a crack, it was just, a lot of wind noise. Especially, it was really windy Friday and Saturday too, so that didn't help. So it was really a lot of wind noise. So I was like, well, maybe I'll open up the back window and let the smoke exit back there. So I opened the window a little bit, and I didn't hear anything, because I figured I should be able to hear a little something. Open a little more and didn't hear anything, and there's traffic around, so I'm watching the mirrors as much as I'm watching ahead, because there's last thing you want to do is get in an accident because you're not paying full attention to the road. And so I was actually probably looking in the mirrors more than I was ahead, because there was a guy that was kind of tailgating me. And so I'm messing with the window, and all of a sudden I look forward, then I look in the mirror again, and there's a pillow flying out. At first I thought, well, did I just miss that and, drove over it or something? Well, then I realized I rolled down my window too far, and the pillow that was on top of my totes that had the other bedding in flew out the window. Sure, the guy behind me was tailgating me. Maybe that'll teach him to tailgate. But so I lost a pillow. Could have been worse. But so anyway, got up there and got settled in on Friday night. And couldn't have a bonfire because it was so windy, and that's why I didn't make any videos too, because it was so windy, and the wind noise is just gonna be way too distracting for any videos that I'd have made. So fortunately, no videos last weekend from up north in the woods. But made a trip to town on Saturday morning to get some supplies, which this is all going someplace that's tobacco related. Like how we're not. So say hi, Mittens. So anyway, ran to town to get some supplies, and then I figured while I was there, there's this little antique shop. Well, it's not. It's a secondhand store that's got a pretty decent selection of antiques. So I figured I'd stop there, kind of see what. It's this huge place. It's got to be 10,000 square feet. And this one lady runs it, I think, pretty much by herself. I mean, she's got some people that help her. I don't know if she's got a husband or a sister or a friend or something, or if it's an employee. But there was two people there usually. But it's the one lady does just about everything. And I've bought stuff from there before, and she's always treated me pretty well. Although a lot of the prices, like a lot of places, are a little high, but every once in a while you find the gems that are pretty fair priced. And that's some of the stuff that I found there. So, okay, Mitten, it's time for you to get off. So, I'll show you some of the treasures I got. We'll start. Got myself a pipe rack. Didn't really even look too close. What does it say? Decatur Industries Incorporated. Okay. Got a 6-pipe rack with the with a jar. And the lid for the jar. Price tag on it was $12.75. Probably gave her $10 for it or something, which to me is well worth it. I don't know how tightly these things are supposed to seal. I think they're supposed to be. Isn't there supposed to be something in the bottom of these lids that, you know, humidifies the tobacco or something, which that apparently is missing, but and there's no other real seal on the container. But so anyway, thought that was kind of cool. Picked up the old knockoff Zippo for $1. Storm King, made in USA. I haven't tried it. Put fuel in it to try it out yet, see if it works. So. And she actually had a pretty decent selection of pipe-related stuff this time. So there's whole set. It needs to be cleaned up a little bit. It's dirty and she had some antique tools that I bought some of them too. I figured I'm gonna set this where Mittens hopefully won't bother it. I bought a couple of tools there too, antique collectible tools. But the thing that I was most excited about, here we are now, Tobacco Tin Tuesday. This is not one from my mother's collection. This is one that I bought. That's our Galvin's Irish Mixture. I don't know that as far as the tobacco tins that it's particularly old. My guess would be 80s. I don't know. I've never heard of the Galvin's, let alone Irish Mixture. Distributed by Halco, 37 Warren Street, New York, New York. It does have a zip code, so it's newer than the, look at that, focus, I don't know, newer than the 60s when the zip code came in. So just looking at the style of the fonts and stuff, I would guess probably 70s, maybe 80s. I picked it up and looked at it, thought that's interesting. It weighed just a little bit more than I would expect the empty tin to weigh, and I shook it. There's something in it. I thought, I wonder if it's some original tobacco in it. And I turned it as hard as I could in the store. I couldn't get it open. And it didn't appear to have a vacuum seal, even though the tin said vacuum packed. So I didn't think it was factory sealed. But then I got back to the place in the woods, and I did the coin under the end. I was able to get it open. And inside, some old dried out tobacco, which I'm gonna try right now. So I'm guessing this is probably at least 40-year-old tobacco. I'm smoking it in my corn cob. Try to load it up here. I couldn't find any description of the components online. There was nothing on tobacco reviews about it. So I'm only going to do about a half a bowl here because I don't know what to expect here. But it's got a little bit of that old bookstore smell. Like, what was there? Was it the velvet tin that I had a while ago that still had tobacco in? Or not old bookstore, just old books kind of smell. So, alright, got about a half a bowl in here. I've had a couple of bowls of Captain Black Royal through this pipe last weekend, so there might be a little bit of that lingering in here. But otherwise, if I can keep it lit, I might have to rehydrate some of this stuff. But a lot of smoke, but not a whole lot of flavor really to speak of. Now, this is the first really old tobacco I've ever had. This is likely, what, probably at least 40 years old, maybe 50. Really kind of bland, actually. You have to excuse me. I'm just trying to figure out what I'm tasting here. I'll read you the tin description on the back. Galvin's Irish Mixture. Mild aromatic pipe tobacco. Enjoy this authentic Irish type tobacco, delightfully cool and fragrantly aromatic, as soft as a breeze or Ireland's emerald fields. Blended by Theodorus Niemeyer from a formula made famous by Patrick J. Galvin. Only the finest quality tobaccos are used in this mild mixture that smokes smooth and gentle on your tongue. A blend by Theodorus Niemeyer. Like I said, when I got back to the woods up north there, to the place, don't have the greatest internet up there. That's why I don't usually make videos, because I can't upload them up there anyway. If I'm patient, I can watch some videos, but I'm usually not patient enough to watch them up there with the sketchy internet. But I did do some searches just trying to find out anything about this mixture, and all I was able to really find was other empty tins for sale. So I'll ask a question today to some of you guys that have been around a while. Some of these older tins, now this one did not have that piece of cardboard or paper inside that I saw. It was just you open up the tin and there it is. So was this tin probably had a factory seal on it when I broke it? Or was it open and then maybe just a bowl or two taken out of it and that was it? Just kind of looking at the rim here, it's discolored just a little bit yellow. I say I don't think it was perfectly airtight sealed, as dry as it is. Seems like it's dried out. I think the closest thing I'm getting to any flavor is just a ghost from the Captain Black Royal. It's probably pretty boring for all of you to just watch me puff and think what I'm trying to taste, and if there is any taste, and if it's changing at all. But yeah, just kind of there. I mean, there's not. Which, if it considers itself an aromatic, I have heard that aromatics do degrade a little bit more than some of the non-aromatics over time. So yeah, the question of the day, obviously, other than back in the day, did they use that piece of cardboard or paper between the lid and the tobacco? And the other one, anybody familiar with this or ever had it or know of anybody that's ever had it? Or yeah, it says on the tin, mild and aromatic, and I guess I'm getting the mild because there's not much there, but there's not much for aromatic either. And I think any, like I said, any flavors that I'm getting I'm thinking are just a ghost from say I had probably half a dozen bowls of Captain Black Royal in this pipe over the weekend. So I think that's about it. It smoked down pretty quick. Which, as dry as it is, doesn't surprise me. But, maybe I'll have to rehydrate a little bit of it and try it again, because it's crispy dry right now. So yeah, I guess a little disappointment as far as the taste and flavor, but figured you'd find an interesting story nonetheless. So with that, yeah, we're running plenty long again. I was hoping to keep it under 15 at least, but oh well. I hope you fast forward it, or maybe I can even go back and edit out some of the boring stuff. We'll see. So with that, I'll let you all go. Joshua Stewart, Pipe Up North. Y'all have a good day.